Tragedy struck the music world recently, as beloved R&B singer Ashanti revealed the heartbreaking news that her unborn baby did not survive. In this emotional video, we'll hear from Ashanti herself, as well as the doctor who cared for her during the pregnancy, to understand the devastating circumstances surrounding this loss. This has been the most challenging time of my life. I was so excited to welcome my baby into the world and start this new chapter. But my little one didn't make it, and I'm still trying to come to terms with the grief and pain of losing them. I want to share my story in the hope that it can bring awareness and comfort to others who have gone through similar experiences. When Ashanti first came to see me, she was over the moon about her pregnancy. She was a healthy 35-year-old woman, and everything looked great in the early stages. But at her 20-week scan, we discovered some concerning issues with the development of the baby. The main problem was with the fetal heart. The heart was not forming properly, with several critical structural abnormalities. This is a condition known as congenital heart disease, and unfortunately it is one of the leading causes of infant mortality. Congenital heart disease occurs when there are problems with the way the heart and its major blood vessels develop before birth. In Ashanti's case, the baby's heart had not divided into the 4 chambers correctly, and there were issues with the valves and connections between the heart and the circulatory system. These kinds of structural heart defects can severely limit the heart's ability to pump blood effectively throughout the body. Without prompt and complex surgical intervention, which is often not possible in the womb, the baby would not be able to survive outside the uterus. When the doctor told me that my baby had these serious heart problems, I was absolutely devastated. I had been so hopeful and excited, and to hear that my child may not make it was just crushing. I couldn't stop crying. The doctor explained that the baby's condition was extremely serious, and that even with the best medical care, the chances of survival were very slim. I was faced with an impossible decision: to continue with the pregnancy, knowing that my baby would likely suffer and die, or to terminate the pregnancy. Given the severity of the heart defects, the ethical decision in this case was to advise Ashanti to terminate the pregnancy. Continuing the pregnancy would have only prolonged the baby's suffering, and the outcome was ultimately not viable. Termination is never an easy choice, but in situations like this, it is sometimes the most compassionate option. It allows the parents to avoid the trauma of watching their baby suffer and die, and it gives them the chance to try again for a healthy pregnancy in the future. Ashanti was understandably heartbroken, but she understood that this was the best decision for her baby. No parent should have to go through the pain of losing a child, but in cases of severe fetal abnormalities, termination can be the most humane path forward. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make, but I knew in my heart that it was the right thing to do. I couldn't bear the thought of my baby suffering. As a mother, my job is to protect my child, even if that means saying goodbye before they're born. The weeks since then have been an absolute rollercoaster of grief and healing. Some days I can barely get out of bed, and other days I feel a glimmer of hope. I miss my baby every single moment, and I'll never stop wondering what they would have been like. But I'm also incredibly grateful for the support of my family, friends, and fans. Sharing my story has helped me to start processing the trauma, and I hope that by being open, I can help other women who have gone through similar losses. For any parents facing a devastating diagnosis like this, I would encourage you to seek out compassionate medical care and support services. Grief counseling, pregnancy loss support groups, and connecting with others who understand can make all the difference. It's also important to give yourself time and space to mourn. There's no right or wrong way to grieve the loss of a child, whether before or after birth. Be gentle with yourself, and don't hesitate to reach out for help when you need it. Above all, know that you are not alone. Pregnancy loss and infant mortality are tragic realities that far too many families face. But with care, community, and self-compassion, it is possible to heal and find joy again, even after the darkest of times. Ashanti's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the fragility of life and the immense pain that can come with losing a child. But through her courage in sharing her experience, she honors her baby's memory and offers hope to others walking a similar path. May her resilience and strength inspire us all.